Hey, welcome back to Panic Butter. This is Tony. I'm glad you could join me here today. Got a good lineup going on today. Some creepy, some strange, some sightings. You know the ones. The ones above, the ones below. They're all over the place. Some from the past. Are you ready? Buckle up. We're getting ready to do it. If you haven't already, join us. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so next time you're here with us. It's that time, and we are gonna do it. Let's start underground. What do you think? Would you go there? Have you gone there? Let me know. Are you ready? Here we go. First up.
Than just depth that intrigued him. Rumors told of ancient artifacts, whispers of a historical significance that had been shielded from modern eyes for centuries, perhaps even millennia. Intimache, located in the remote Amazon region, was a monster of a cave system. It stretched over a mile in length and plummeted down a staggering 1,200 feet. The local Quechua name, meaning Cave of the Sun, hinted at its potential archaeological importance. But with those tantalizing promises came danger. It was notoriously difficult to navigate. Claustrophobic passages, razor-sharp rocks, and treacherous drops into pits. Cecilio wasn't intimidated. He had conquered countless challenging caves, but Intimache offered a unique allure. The possibility that he could be the first person in modern times to lay eyes on something untouched for centuries fueled his explorer's heart. Cecilio's research was meticulous, yet there was an undercurrent of the unknown that both thrilled and unsettled him. He knew there were risks. The payoff felt immeasurable. And so the expedition was set in motion. The first few days of the expedition held an infectious sense of excitement. Cecilio, along with a small team of trusted colleagues, found themselves surrounded by the lush green of the Peruvian Amazon. The entrance to Intimache loomed ahead, a gaping hole promising a descent into a hidden world. As they went in, their initial sense of awe was tempered by the immediate demands of the environment. There was a childlike wonder in these early stages as they worked through the familiar sections, mapping out their route and marveling at the cave's natural formations. Cecilio led with confidence. His instructions were calm and clear, instilling trust in those who followed him into the belly of the cave. Day by day they pressed further, their progress measured in meters. The spaces grew tighter, requiring contortions, crawls, and an acceptance of the constant, damp press of rock against skin. But with each challenge conquered, the team's morale still surprisingly remained high. The deeper they descended, the more traces of the past began to emerge. Ancient pottery shards, remnants of tools. These seemingly mundane discoveries filled the team with a thrill that rivaled any adrenaline rush. Yet, with each find, there was also a growing sense of unease. The weight of the rock above them felt oppressive, the humidity clung to them like a shroud, and the silence was only broken by the drip of water echoing through the darkness. Cecilio, ever optimistic, reassured his team. They were making significant progress. Potential for groundbreaking discoveries felt close enough to touch. There was a lingering sense, however, that Intimache wasn't just challenging them physically, it was starting to play with their minds.
Uh-oh, that's not good. Tight spaces, cramped. I would never do that, would you? Let's find out the rest of the story. This is intense. Here we go.
Cecilio's focus was unwavering. He was driven by a mix of determination and obsession, a need to see what lay hidden at the very heart of this subterranean labyrinth. The final push would require every ounce of their technical skill and mental resilience. The terrain became increasingly hostile. Smooth passages gave way to jagged outcrops, forcing them to twist their bodies in painful contortions. Squeezes that would have been a challenge before now felt suffocating in their tightness. Each inch forward was a struggle against the relentless rock. The air thinned, making every breath a labored gasp. Cecilio, leading the charge, navigated these obstacles with precision. But even his expertise couldn't mask the growing tension amongst the team. There was a shared, unspoken fear. What if this passage didn't widen? What if they became trapped? The echoes of dripping water sounded like a mocking countdown, reminding them that time was not their ally in this unforgiving place. Their relentless forward momentum came to an abrupt and terrifying halt. Cecilio, scaling a particularly treacherous vertical shaft, felt a sickening shift beneath his hand. A crucial anchor point had given way. Time seemed to slow as a chunk of rock crumbled, sending him tumbling into darkness. The impact was brutal. A wave of agonizing pain crashed over him, sharp, searing jolts stabbing through his ribs, followed by a sickening numbness spreading through his legs. He lay trapped, the unforgiving rock pressing in from all sides. Panic surged through him as the reality of his situation sank in. His headlamp cast meager light on the twisted wreckage of his body, broken, helpless. He was utterly alone in the depths of the cave, his team likely unaware of his sudden disappearance. Each ragged breath brought a new wave of despair. The silence was suffocating, amplifying the pounding of his terrified heart. Cecilio, the fearless explorer, had become the cave's prisoner. Up above, an uneasy silence echoed through the cave as Cecilio's absence became apparent. At first, it was a flicker of concern, then a chilling realization. His teammate closest to where Cecilio had vanished felt a wave of dread wash over him. A muffled cry confirmed their worst fears. Disbelief turned to a desperate burst of action. Frantic communication through the dim radio link revealed the gravity of the situation. It was decided. One would stay with Cecilio, offering what comfort they could in that claustrophobic tomb, while the other would undertake a perilous climb back to the surface for help.
Yeah, why is the question. Why? But they did it. Now we gotta hear the rest of the story. This is pretty intense. Buckle up, here we go.
As fear and determination warred within the remaining team members. Back in the depths, Cecilio's companion descended into the darkness. Finding him pinned in the unforgiving rock, he spoke words of reassurance, even as his own heart trembled with the enormity of the situation. It was only a glimmer of connection in the vast, crushing isolation, but for Cecilio, it was a lifeline, a flicker of hope to cling to. After his fall, Cecilio lay trapped for an agonizing 12 days. His broken ribs made breathing excruciating, and he couldn't move his legs. He battled waves of shock, pain, and fear. As days turned into nights, the complete darkness and oppressive silence played tricks on his mind. He rationed his meager water supply, desperately clinging to hope. After 5 harrowing days, the Peruvian medical team finally reached him. They administered morphine, which offered a temporary but crucial respite from crushing pain. However, his situation remained desperate. Medical personnel stabilized him as best they could within the cave's limitations. Their focus was managing his pain and preventing further injuries, knowing that the extraction itself would be an additional brutal ordeal. Meanwhile, specialized cavers arrived with a rigid stretcher designed to protect Cecilio's broken body. This wasn't just hauling a man up a shaft. They needed to minimize any further trauma that could jeopardize his survival. The rigging system took time. Cavers painstakingly analyzed the route, installing ropes, pulleys, and anchors at strategic points. This complex network would be Cecilio's lifeline, allowing them to maneuver the stretcher through impossibly tight sections of the cave. Once in place, the system was rigorously tested, adjusted, and retested. Everything had to be perfect. One slip could have catastrophic consequences. The extraction itself was an agonizing process. Once secured to the stretcher, Cecilio's ascent began. Rescuers worked in shifts, their muscles burning as they strained against the ropes. Progress was measured in mere inches. Every turn, every jagged outcrop was a battle between man and unrelenting rock. Throughout this, his medical condition was relayed outward. After what felt like an eternity, Cecilio was finally extracted from the cave. He was immediately taken to a medical facility for further treatment. The rescue was a success, thanks to the tireless efforts of the rescue team and Cecilio's own determination to survive. Cecilio's story is an inspiration to us all. It shows us that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, the human spirit can triumph. We can overcome any obstacle if we set our minds to it. Cecilio's story is also a reminder of the importance of teamwork. The rescue team worked together tirelessly to save Cecilio's life. Without their cooperation, he would not have survived.
Wow, wow, wow. What else can you say? That is incredible. Not a good choice in my opinion what to get out and do, but he survived. When you learn the details and you learn what somebody went through to get there and how they came together and got him out of there, it's incredible. Just amazing. But let's go on. Here we go.
You guys need to see this. This is one of the best UFO sightings I've ever seen. Take a look. Incredible UFO sighting.
Luna tan hermosa.
Sí, sí, eso no es un extraterrestre.
Son,
Alguna máquina del gobierno captando una señal.
son sondas, sondeando señales
Sí.
e identificando patrones en el comportamiento de la Tierra, quién sabe.
Anyone have any ideas what it's flying out?
It's crazy.
Ay, mira, mira.
Probably a drone though.
Mira la lunita, güey.
This is one of the best recent UFO sightings I've ever seen.
Likely drones. That's the common thing these days. They come and they're bigger and they're pretty incredible looking. You get a bunch of them. You get real small ones. Light them up and you can really put on a good show or watch a good show. Well, let's see where we're at now. Let's go watch something. Let's see what's up next. Here we go.
One employee killed another employee execution style down in the tunnels, and then he came over here to the power plant and he shot himself at the base of the stairs. I promised Colin to show him the saddest room on the sanatorium.
So this is all stuff from actual patients.
85 to 90% of the people that were here involuntarily, and they didn't want to be here. Being up here by yourself is terrifying. Something in the hindbrain is screaming, do not go in that building. Don't go in that tunnel. The heebie-jeebie factor is just off the charts.
We're at the scariest place in America, the Indiana State Sanatorium.
Down here.
No, dude, this room is draining everything.
You're like trying to close the curtain?
Are you filming?
Holy okay. So he's going. Anybody?
Now that's definitely a hot spot.
Dude, it looks like a person.
Unos perros.
So,
You must leave.
now.
He's here.
God, what the?
He died.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's intense.
because when they came to like get him away, he just came off the bones.
Yeah, that's pretty intense and crazy. As always, The info's down below. You can go to the channel and watch. There's some pretty crazy, pretty intense ones there. Worth the watch. While you're here though, let's move on. Let's go watch something else. Here we go. Oh yeah. Speaking about drones, yeah. Here we go.
No, it is not a mosquito. It's an insect spy drone which can be remotely controlled and is equipped with a camera and a microphone. It can land on you, and it may have the potential to take a DNA sample or leave a foot tracking nanotechnology on your skin. It can fly through an open window, or it can attach to your clothing until you dock it in your home. One of the current areas of research reportedly being undertaken in the scientific/military field is the development of micro-air vehicles, MAV, tiny flying objects intended to go places that cannot be safely reached by humans or other types of equipment. PL zoom and see actual equipment. This is 5th generation war.
Yeah, gonna be swatting at everything in the air now, huh? Grab at it, grab it! Reel it in. Let's see. Let's look at it. See, is that a drone? Is that a drone? Why is it following me around the house? Oh, you know, it's gonna be crazy, but it's real. Question is it at your house? Let's move on.
Watch it show itself to us, all filming at 1 a.m.
Make this film because there's a couple things that I wanted to be talking about, right, honey? So my wife, obviously, she wanted to participate due to the fact that there has been couple comments towards her, and she said she rather stays away from what's been going on. So the thing to all this is that there has been a couple problems in like criticizing between, you know, my family and
Uh-oh. The
What?
hell?
What the fuck you want?
Baby,
What?
something's back
Something just ran.
Something's back where?
in the kitchen.
What the fuck you want? What do you mean?
There's something in the kitchen.
Baby, don't fucking scare me like that. What the fuck you doing? What do you mean?
I don't know what the fuck that was.
What's over there? What's over there?
Yeah, what's over there?
Baby,
Something ran.
What's over there, honey?
baby, I don't want to be in here. This shit is fucking with me too much.
What's over there? Oh fuck! You gotta be kidding me, huh?
Oh my god.
Let's go to the room. Let's go to the room.
Oh,
Oh yeah. There's a lot of creepy going on there. You should go check it out. Definitely strange. What'd you do? Would you stand there? Just go. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to guess. Let's see what happened in the past, though. Real interesting it is. Here we go.
Been Air 1628 Heavy Anchorage. Good afternoon, squawk 1550. Go ahead. Do you have air traffic in front of us? Been Air 1628
左前方になんかこう明かりが2つですね。
1986 over Alaska, Japan Airlines encountered something truly inexplicable in the night sky.
These guys were flying from Paris to Tokyo. They noticed a very bright light, and it's following them.
Been Air 1628 Heavy, sir. If you're able to identify the type of aircraft, if you can tell whether it's military or civilian. We cannot identify the type
Pilot Kenji Tarachi had described it as being several times larger than his airplane, and his airplane had an elevator in it.
It was huge. And Captain Farachi was open about the fact that he was afraid during this event.
Huge is an
But
understatement.
the Japanese airline incident was hardly unique.
We just had something go right over the top of us. It's definitely UFO or something like that.
incidences like this were much more widespread than anybody realized.
I have no idea what that is. It's literally right over me. The length is unbelievable.
UFOs definitely represented an aviation safety hazard. There were many cases documented that showed that. And yet, the government didn't seem to care.
In tonight's special report, Mary Murphy finds that while the U.S. government has closed its eyes on the matter, the public hasn't stopped seeing or believing.
And it's 1520 picking up a head on the radar, approximately 5 miles on trail, your second clock.
What was really compelling about this case is that you have the radar data, and then you got the testimony of the pilot talking to ground control.
Start visual contact. Power head. Aim for it.
There are these amazing tapes in Richard Haynes' archive of calls he made, and the pilots will give him detailed accounts of what they saw. One of the recordings was with Captain Tarachi from the Japan Airlines case.
How long did it take to move from the 12 o'clock?
As they're approaching Anchorage, they again radio the FAA, and they had the plane do a couple of turns to see if the object continues to follow it.
So I'm going to request you making a right turn in 360 and 5
Captain Tarucci was very surprised to realize that the object was still beside him throughout that turn. How was it able to do that? Why would it do that?
Phenomenon starts with I would call curiosity. To me, that's intelligence.
It raises some fundamental questions about the nature of the phenomenon. Would it constitute a threat to flight safety? And the answer is clearly yes.
Absolutely. Anything that has that type of ability, that's incredible. That was from the pilots. What do you think? Did they make it up, or did they see something? Everybody was kind of doing it. Everybody saw something. I don't know. Here's another one from then. It never ends.
Is there any conventional explanation why the military shut everything down?
No, they did try to say that the creature was this guy who's got like some deformities. I mean, these girls came within 8 to 10 feet. Three women, Katya, Liliani, and Valkyria, 14, 16, and 21. They got within 8 to 10 feet in broad daylight of this creature. They're walking through this field, and it's up against a cinder block wall. And it was crouched by the wall. It was weak and feeble. One of them kind of like screeched. Ah! Like, what is that? And it turned, and it looked right at the girl. Locked eyes on her. Liliana grabs her younger sister, who's 14, Valkyria, and makes a hightails it out of her. Katya is 21. She's frozen in her tracks, locked eyes with the creature, and it's communicating with her. Please help me. You want help. It's weak, and it's feeble, and it's scared.
Yeah, that's another one that's intense. There's a lot there. A lot of questions. They drew pictures. They all said the same thing when questioned. They all had the same story. Then there was the investigation. And here is what they said. Let's go!
UFOs in Brazil. But if you ask me about Varginha, this interview's terminated and I'm leaving the room. I was like, what? Oh, he's got something to hide. No question. So I made him that promise that I wouldn't. So anyway, at the end of the interview, I got to the point where I was almost licking this guy's boots. I was doing this. I was like, please, just please, I swear on my life, there are no recording devices. I've got no audio, no cameras rolling. I'll take it to the grave. Did Varginha happen? What happened in Varginha? I'm looking him dead square in the eyes. I wanted to know that damn case happened. Walks back to his car, begging him, please. Sits down, he leaves the door open. Marco and I were standing right there, and he looked at us and he said, it happened. Close the door. He went. I was like,
wow, yeah, right from the top, huh? Got it right from the horse's mouth. Then what do? You have confirmation. You just sit there and be incredible. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for joining me. Hope to see you next time. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.